Here we go.
Is like gravity. All it takes is a little push.
What's up, guys? How you doing? Welcome back to the channel. So glad you stopped by. And if you're brand new here, welcome. Grab a seat, stay a while. But hey, do me a couple favors first. Go down and hit that subscribe button. Then go next door, ring that notification bell. Make sure it says all so you know when the next video pops up. Hit that like button. And before you head out, drop a comment. And if you're of the 770 plus regulars here, well, welcome back for another round. Ask that you also hit that like button. And before you leave, drop a comment, because as we know, YouTube does love those comments. And of course, as always, share this video out on all social media. My socials for Instagram and X are down below in the description, along with a link to that wonderful, wonderful Joker Voice merch store. Okay, now, as I stated last week on Wednesday Night is Overbooked, the main roster call-ups for Blake Monroe and JC Jane from NXT are not going to be as immediate as originally discussed. But make no mistake, they are on their way to the main roster. Now, along with other talents such as Fallon Henley, Zarya, and Sol Ruka on both Raw and SmackDown's radar, does this leave NXT's highly touted women's division depleted? I think by some of the talent we'll be discussing here, that NXT, as far as the women's division goes, is still in pretty good hands and pretty much it's not going to skip a beat. Let's take a look and see.
Here we go. Here we go.
Now, I did mention JC Jane and Fallon Henley. So, what does that mean for the other member of Fatal Influence, Lainey Reid? Now, unless WWE wants to pull the entire faction up to the main roster, Lainey is going to probably be the one that's going to be staying in NXT. Now, how they're going to do that, whether she's going to get kicked out of the group or she's going to turn on JC Jane, either way, this is going to be somewhat of a storyline babyface turn. However, being part of the top female faction on the roster has already seen her in feature angles and feature matches. Now, all of this favors the 27-year-old as already being a top talent on the women's roster.
That makes sense.
Now, another name that could benefit from a more open main event scene at the Performance Center is Jaida Parker. Now, 2025 had her in the Women's Royal Rumble and also featured in the Fatal 4-Way Women's NXT Championship match at Stand and Deliver, just for a couple highlights of 2025 alone. Now, she gets booked as a heel, but she's cheered as a babyface. So I think there's some consistency in her character work that needs to be addressed. I mean, the 27-year-old, since returning just last week, has now seemed to be entered into a program with arguably the biggest star and the biggest heel in the women's division, Blake Monroe. So maybe a fresh coat of babyface paint could be the final piece of the puzzle to make Jaida Parker a consistent star performer.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Someone else who could also use maybe a babyface turn is the former collegiate gymnast Kelani Jordan. Definitely talented athletically. However, it's this heel run she's going on that just for me, I'm not buying it. She has too much of a baby face. Her skill set, it doesn't scream heel to me. So with definitely a babyface turn and a babyface presentation, the former TNA Knockouts champion and the inaugural NXT Women's North American Champion, definitely has all the tools to be a major player in the main event scene on NXT.
That is true.
Now, this lady right here, she is in no need of a character shift whatsoever. And that is the current Women's North American Champion, Izzi Dame. Now, standing 5'10", the former volleyball player with her power skill set and her methodical pace in the ring, this heel persona as her being the focal point of the culling is absolutely perfectly done. Now, I expect a lot of big things for the coming year for Izzi Dame, especially if she was to adopt some of that unpredictable intensity from her real life boyfriend, the unpredictable badass, Braun Breaker. And finally, when it comes to the future of women in NXT and, frankly, WWE, good things come in small packages. Standing at 5'4", the future comes in the form of the WWE Evolve Women's Champion, Kendal Gray. At only 24 years old, the Las Vegas native, don't think I didn't notice that, already comes with a strong amateur wrestling background and is a product of WWE's NIL program, much like former NXT men's champion Obafemi. And I think that turned out pretty well for him. Now, you also pairing Kendal Gray with beloved babyface Ren Sinclair. This helps get her over with the NXT fans. Now, you take all that and you add in her exceptional, and I mean exceptional, technical in-ring work, which saw her win the 2025 Women's Iron Survivor Challenge and already has Kendal Gray in the main event scene around the NXT Women's Championship. I mean, 2026 and beyond, the sky's the limit for Kendal Gray.
Oh my God. Yes.
But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours down below in the comments. And be sure to tune in this week, 6 p.m. Pacific, right here on this channel, where me and the guys will be talking about some of this, a whole lot more, and fantasy booking the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble. We're talking about Wednesday night is overbooked. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, folks. Again, quick reminder before you head out the door, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, hey, thanks for sticking around this long. I appreciate it. And I will see you folks all very soon. Hope you had a great weekend. Have a wonderful week ahead of you. Always have fun. Keep talking. Keep smiling. Until next time.